me. It sees you.
Number.
A team of paranormal investigators obtained 2 dolls from separate owners. They both claimed the objects were tied to disturbing paranormal activity inside their homes. According to one family, the first doll seemed to be connected to repeated knocking sounds that would move all over the house, almost as if it was moving room to room. They also say their lights would flicker whenever they held the doll or even just showed it attention, and this would happen constantly. They said they would place it in one room sitting on a chair, only to find it in a different location in the house when they knew 100% they never moved it. As for the second doll, a dark-skinned ceramic cherub was wrapped in red cloth and came with an even stranger history. Its previous owner claimed to hear whispering late at night, along with sudden cold spots forming around the exact shelf where the doll was kept. At one point, the owner even said her child refused to sleep in the same room after insisting the creepy little bastard blinked. Yikes. If that was me, I'd definitely burn that house down, never mind the doll. But instead of destroying the dolls, the investigators chose to document everything carefully. They placed both objects on a table in a controlled setting and began a spirit box session asking direct questions and waiting for any possible response. And then something happened.
Light it back up the red. Look. No! Bring that camera over here!
Oh god, he moved!
Do it moving. Did you catch it moving?
I think I did, I don't know, I tried to run!
Look! You see it move? I caught it moving.
I shit you not. If you watch closely, the doll in red appears to move its head just slightly to the side. For many viewers, that small movement was enough. Some investigators believe that objects repeatedly, surrounded by fear, attention, belief, all can become what are known as trigger objects. Items that seem to attract or focus paranormal activity because of the emotional energy attached to them. The red cloth also drew a lot of attention. In some folklore traditions, red fabric is believed to either attract spiritual energy or contain it, depending on how it's used. So if the doll truly moved on its own, the implication would then become hard to ignore. Maybe the previous owners weren't imagining anything at all. And if something really is attached to it, then bringing it into a new location may not silence it. It may have simply given it a new audience.
Look! You see it move? I caught it moving.
Under there.
The story happens not long after 2 people used a Ouija board at home. What seemed harmless in the moment soon became a disturbing string of events inside their house. Since then, the atmosphere in the house has felt off. Heavy, like something is watching you. Things just didn't feel normal anymore after they played. And how did she deal with this? Cleaning, lots of cleaning, but some things just can't be ignored. Watch.
Hell no. Stop with me. Stop with me right now. What the baby? Leave us alone.
In the footage, a bottle sitting on the table suddenly drops to the floor, but not in a way that looks accidental. It appears to lift first and then fall. Almost immediately after, a loud banging noise erupts from the direction of the door. Then the door closes on its own. And moments later, a bowl resting on the table begins to slide. before finally falling as well. Cases like this are exactly why Ouija boards remain tied to so many paranormal stories. Many believe they are not just games, but tools that can open the door to something unseen. And now this family is left trying to live around activity they cannot explain, clinging to routine while sharing their terrifying experience, in the hope that someone, somewhere, recognizes what they are dealing with. But for now, whatever is inside that property remains a mystery.
Subscribe to the channel for more chilling paranormal content. Number 3.
A woman named Tay was on a short getaway with her boyfriend, staying at Hotel Marmot in Santa Barbara, California. On their very first night there, Tay was fast asleep when she suddenly woke to the sound of a voice speaking right beside her ear, close enough to feel personal. In that moment, her boyfriend came into the room, so she assumed the voice had been his and tried to brush it off. But before long, things got weirder.
So I'm staying at the Hotel Marmonte in Santa Barbara, and my boyfriend and I had really weird experiences last night. And I'm gonna try to speed run this, but basically mine was kind of weird, his was really weird. So mine was basically that I was in a dead sleep and I woke up because I heard someone talking, and it sounded like they were either right by my ear or on speakerphone somewhere near my head. And then I heard my boyfriend come back in the room, like the door closed. And I was like, oh, okay, he's on a phone call. And I chose to disregard it and fall back asleep. So this morning I mentioned it and he's like, no, I didn't take any phone calls last night. Like, I don't know. I just kind of figured because he's a firefighter, his crew's up at all hours of the night. It could be anything, anyone, whatever. He goes, no, but I did leave the room to go down to the lobby, so you probably heard me come back. And I said, why'd you go to the lobby? He goes, because I was really freaked out and I wanted to know if anyone's had a similar experience to me. I said, what happened? And he proceeds to tell me how all night he was having this really vivid dream where he was floating above his body, watching himself and me sleep. Just a full out-of-body experience. And no matter where he tried to go in the room while he was having this out-of-body experience, he kept getting dragged to one particular point in the room. And that point was the foot of the bed right in front of me, just watching us. He couldn't go anywhere else. If he tried to, he just got pulled back. And then suddenly he got yanked out of this really deep sleep because the lights in the room were flickering on and off. And they were not like dials or faders. They were on and off switches. And they were in the off position, flickering to on. And that really freaked him out. So he turned off the lights, but he felt so unsettled that he decided to take a picture. And I'll put up the picture at the very end, but it's this really weird, unsettling, shadowy figure. And I won't try to skew anybody's opinion one way or another, but it definitely has features, in my opinion. So take a look and tell me what you think, because I have to sleep here one more night and I don't want to cry myself to sleep.
Not long after Tay woke to that strange voice, her boyfriend went through something terrifying of his own while asleep, what he later described as an out-of-body experience. He said he felt himself moving around the room, but every time he tried to get away, something kept dragging him back toward the foot of the bed. Then he suddenly woke up and noticed the lights flickering on and off. Unnerved by the atmosphere, he took a photo, and that is where things take an even darker turn. In the image, a large shadow figure appears, right at the foot of the bed, just standing there. In the exact same place he said he was being pulled towards. What makes the case even creepier is the fact both of them had separate paranormal experiences. That night, without knowing what had happened to the other until later, after comparing what they went through, they became convinced that something in that room was trying to pull them out of their bodies and possibly take their place. Some believe astral projection can leave a person vulnerable to other entities. But as always, I will let you decide, my little goose goblins.
Number 2.
A homeowner named Kyle recently described a bizarre series of events inside his house, something that seemed to center around his basement. Wanting answers, he decided to document everything. On camera one night, as he moved through the hallway, his cat suddenly froze. Its eyes locked onto the basement door. Kyle pauses for a moment, then begins to hear it. Take a look.
The heck is that? Is that you? What the heck is that? I guess that wasn't you, was it? Are we doing this again? Anyway, I don't know.
A soft, irregular knocking sound coming from below. Curious and a bit uneasy, he slowly approaches the door and pulls it open. The basement is pitch black. Very creepy vibes. Later that night, he hears more unexplained sounds. Take a look.
Alright, for any of y'all who don't believe that this is real, then I'm just making it up. I'm about to prove it to you.
Kyle checks the attic, expecting to find something, but it's completely empty. So what exactly was making those sounds? And more importantly, was it trying to get his attention? What do you think? Two sisters were sitting together on their bed, casually talking while scrolling through their phones with a security camera turned on. Me personally, I don't understand why any parent would have a security camera in their teenager's room. But hey, that's just me. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation that I just can't think of right now. But anyway, enough of my pondering. Something disturbing was suddenly captured on that very camera. Take a look.
It's a fucking kiss game. Hold on. The new improved Fluffy Bird. It's not okay.
Something just took my hair. I'm not joking, something just took my hair.
What do you mean something fucking took
I
your
don't
hair?
know.
Something fucking
No,
took
I'm
my
coming
hair.
out! I'm coming out!
Out of nowhere, one of the girls feels her hair being pulled by something invisible. She immediately reacts and tells her sister, but at first her sister laughs it off thinking it's just a joke. Or maybe she thought she was pranking her. But then the second sister suddenly feels her own hair being tugged. This time there's no doubt that something seriously strange is going on. And when both of them finally realize the situation, panic sets in, and without wasting another second, they did what most of us would do in that situation and get the fuck out of that room ASAP. So what do you think? Was this some kind of unseen force trying to interact with them? Or is there another explanation? Let me know in the comments.
Bonus clip.
A father named Daniel usually shares normal family moments online, nothing strange or unsettling, but this day changed everything. While filming his young daughter, he captured something he still cannot explain.
Esto es una cosa muy loca lo que pasa acá, cerca de mi barrio, a la vuelta de mi casa. Bueno, mi hija se ve que tiene un amigo invisible porque ustedes miren. Vaya, decirle que traiga el coche. Decirle que traiga el coche, decirle. Le dice que traiga el coche. Ah.
As As she plays, she suddenly looks toward an empty space and softly calls out as if some unseen person is standing there. At first, they were thinking it might have been John Cena bored in retirement, but quickly started to see what was really happening. Her toy stroller sitting a few feet away slowly starts rolling towards her. No one is near it, no strings, no visible force. Disturbed, Daniel later records another clip to prove it was not staged. He checks everything, then asks his daughter to call her friend again. And once again, the stroller moves. Watch closely.
Hasta el final. Pueden ver, acá está el carrito, ahí está mi hija, es de noche, acá tengo la mano, no tengo hilo, no hay control remoto, por ningún lado, por donde lo vean, al carrito no tiene control remoto. Bueno, acá mi hija va a llamar al coche.
Este es el último video que hice con mi hija.
Llama al coche. Llama al coche.
Pega un grito y hasta los perros ladran.
Para que ustedes vean. Llámalo.
So now the question is, was it really John Cena or something more sinister? What do you think?